Hey there, dog lovers. Welcome back to Doggy for Life, where every wag, woof, and wet nose nuzzle tells a story, and every story reminds us just how deep and beautiful the bond is between humans and dogs. Today, we're having a heartfelt conversation. One that's not always easy, but absolutely necessary. We're talking about the dog breeds that are most frequently returned to shelters. Now, this isn't a list meant to criticize anyone or to say any breed is bad. Every dog is worthy of love. But this is a reality we have to face. Some breeds are returned more than others, not because they're unlovable, but because they're misunderstood. Because people fall in love with an image, not the full responsibility. And sometimes that mismatch leads to heartbreak, both for the dog and the family. So today, we're going beyond the surface. We're diving into the 10 dog breeds that, time and time again, find themselves back at the shelter door. Our hope isn't to discourage, it's to inform, to inspire more mindful adoptions, and to speak on behalf of the dogs who can't speak for themselves. Because behind every return is a story. And behind every story is a dog who just wanted to belong. Number 10, Dalmatian. Dalmatians. They're undeniably iconic. With their spotted coats and elegant stride, they've graced everything from fire trucks to fairy tales. But behind that picture-perfect exterior is a breed that requires far more than most people expect. These dogs are incredibly active and intelligent. They're bred to run, literally. Historically, they trotted beside horse-drawn carriages for miles. So when they end up in a suburban home or an apartment without proper exercise, frustration builds fast. They get bored. And a bored Dalmatian isn't subtle. They can become destructive, vocal, and even show signs of stress-based aggression. Sadly, many people adopt Dalmatians based on aesthetics, drawn in by their beauty, without understanding their energy levels or needs. When that reality sets in, these gorgeous dogs often find themselves right back in the shelter, still full of potential, still waiting for someone who truly gets them. Number 9. Border Collie. They're smart, and then there's Border Collie smart. This breed is often considered the most intelligent in the canine world, capable of learning hundreds of commands and solving problems faster than you'd believe. But here's the hard truth. Intelligence doesn't equal easy. It often means more work. Border Collies need constant mental stimulation. They were bred to herd sheep all day long, make decisions on their own, and stay laser-focused. When placed in a home where they're expected to be couch potatoes or left alone all day, their genius can turn into anxiety, restlessness, and behavioral issues. Too many people underestimate how much these dogs need to feel useful. And when that need goes unmet, they act out, not out of spite, but out of sheer desperation for engagement. That's when they're often labeled unmanageable and returned. But it's not that they're too much. It's that we didn't give them enough. Number 8. Siberian Husky. Few breeds capture the imagination like the Siberian Husky. Their piercing eyes, fluffy coats, and wolf-like features make them feel like living legends. But what many adopters don't realize is that they are also among the most high-maintenance breeds in the world. Huskies are pack animals with boundless energy. They were bred to pull sleds across frozen landscapes for hours on end. So when they're cooped up without proper outlets, their instincts scream for release. And they find it, often by escaping, climbing fences, chewing through doors, or digging under barriers. They're notorious escape artists. What's worse is that many Huskies aren't just energetic, they're stubborn, independent thinkers. Training requires patience and consistency. When adopters aren't ready for that combination of beauty and boldness, the result is often a return trip to the shelter. A majestic dog, confused and heartbroken, wondering why they weren't enough. Number 7. American Pitbull Terrier. There may be no breed more misjudged or more heartbreakingly returned than the American Pitbull Terrier. These dogs are affectionate, goofy, loyal beyond measure, and often eager to please. But the world hasn't always been kind to them. The stigma that surrounds pit bulls is deeply rooted in misinformation and fear. Some shelters won't even list them by breed name, and many housing complexes ban them altogether. But it's not just external pressure. Some adopters don't realize that these strong, sensitive dogs need structure, confidence, and a calm environment. If they don't get that, they can become anxious or overly reactive. Far too often, pit bulls are returned not because they failed, but because society failed them. And they sit in kennels, tails still wagging, hoping for someone who will finally see who they really are. Number 6. German Shepherd. Regal. Intelligent. Fiercely loyal. German Shepherds are the embodiment of strength and devotion. But they're also complex, emotionally, mentally, and behaviorally. These dogs are working dogs at their core. They thrive when they have purpose and a steady hand to guide them. Without leadership, they can become anxious, overly protective, or reactive. Many adopters are drawn to their impressive presence, but aren't prepared for the emotional intensity that comes with it. And when fear-based behaviors emerge or training becomes overwhelming, the shepherd is often surrendered. Not because they were bad, but because they were misunderstood. All they needed was guidance. Someone to show them the way. Number 5. Jack Russell Terrier. They're small, they're spunky, and they're like a four-legged explosion of caffeine. Jack Russell Terriers may be little in size, but they are massive in energy, intelligence, and mischief. These dogs were bred to hunt, chasing, and digging for prey with lightning speed. That means they need stimulation, games, training, and movement. Without that, they become whirlwinds of destruction. They'll dig up your yard, chew your furniture, and outsmart your baby gates without breaking a sweat. Adopters often underestimate their drive, assuming a small dog equals a low-maintenance pet. But Jack Russells are one of the most energetic and demanding breeds you can bring home. And when that energy is mishandled, they end up in shelters still bouncing, still hopeful, still waiting for someone who gets them. Number 4. Chihuahua. Chihuahuas often get the short end of the stick, treated more like toys than dogs. People carry them in bags, coo at them like babies, and forget they're still canines with canine instincts. What happens when a dog is constantly coddled, not trained, and not given boundaries? They get anxious, defensive, reactive. They develop a reputation for being nippy or mean, when really, they've just never been taught how to feel safe in their little bodies. Because of their size, their fear-based behaviors are often overlooked until it becomes too much. Then the return happens, and there they sit, tiny, trembling, but still full of love for someone willing to treat them with the dignity they deserve. Number 3. Labrador Retriever. Labs are often called the perfect family dog, and for many, they are. But people forget that beneath the soft eyes and friendly nature is a high-energy, strong, and very active animal. Labradors take a long time to mature. Many behave like puppies well into adulthood. They chew, they jump, they need constant exercise. When someone adopts a lab expecting calm cuddles, they may be overwhelmed by the reality. Chewed shoes, dug-up gardens, and zoom eyes at midnight. So the returns happen. Not because the lab was too much, but because we didn't prepare enough. But with the right guidance and play, labs can be the loyal friend we imagine. They just need us to meet them where they are first. Number 2. Beagle. The Beagle.
So sweet.
So soulful. And so loud. This breed is a scent hound, and that means one thing. Once they pick up a smell, the rest of the world disappears. Beagles are wanderers. They dig, they chase, and they howl. Oh, do they howl. Many families adopt them for their size and sweetness, but quickly realize they're also escape artists and expert vocalists. That adorable bark? Not so cute at 2 a.m. The truth is, beagles aren't trying to be bad, they're trying to follow their nose. But without training and patience, their instincts become overwhelming. And so, they're returned, still sniffing, still singing, still waiting for someone who understands the song they were born to sing. Number 1. Belgian Malinois. At the top of our list is a breed that's often mistaken for a German Shepherd, but is even more intense. The Belgian Malinois is a working machine. These dogs are used in military, police, and protection work for a reason. They are fearless, focused, and fast. But when someone adopts a Malinois without understanding their drive, it often ends in disaster. These dogs need work. Constant mental, and physical work. Without it, they become anxious, aggressive, or out of control. A bored Malinois is not just unhappy, they're explosive. They aren't couch dogs. They aren't family pets for the average home. And yet, they're adopted every day by people who don't know what they're getting into. And sadly, they're returned almost as quickly, still strong, still searching, still hoping for a mission. So, what do we do with all this information? We learn. We educate. We share. We prepare. Because love isn't enough. It has to come with understanding. Every one of these breeds has the potential to be an incredible companion. But they need the right environment, the right person, and the right expectations. Let's not just fall in love with how a dog looks. Let's fall in love with who they really are and what they really need. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Doggy for Life, and share your own adoption experiences in the comments. Have you ever adopted a breed that surprised you? We want to hear your story.